What's up, everybody, and welcome to Rank vs. the World Raiden Edition, where we're gonna go up against a bunch of the crazies using Raiden. Oh, nice! I messed up the fuzzy on that. That is pretty hard to fuzzy online, especially. Just a 2-frame window to fuzzy, so got a very small time frame to do it. Messed up the combo right there. You can actually convert off that. You just gotta hold the 2 a bit and then go into shocker. You guys playing pretty good so far with Red Hood. This guy's a bit more patient than I'm used to against playing with Red Hood players. Usually they're a lot more crazy. I like this guy's style though. Yeah, that was a read right there. I was thinking if he would do a wake up, I would teleport, and if he does the back lunge, I would be right behind him. So that worked out. That was smart of him to do that. Good meter burn back 3. Could have done a bigger punish than that. It's kind of, you know, it's difficult to punish Red Hood's Rekkas all the time because most of the time when you block it, you have to react very quickly. Alright, let's put him in the corner. Hopefully we can do something here. Oh yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. See, I went for a meter burn 4-3 because I had a feeling he was gonna wake up just because he didn't want to get put in the corner. And doing 4-3 and then doing meter burn back 3 for the unclashable damage, so he couldn't even clash. Probably a little bit angry of that ending right there because he had a lot of bar on him. Alright, now I'm getting used to fuzzy timing a bit. Raiden unfortunately can't really punish the overhead option. The only way you can do it is you have to do an instant air Superman immediately when you block the overhead, but it's very hard to do. Yeah, this is where Raiden shines. You want to have your opponent in the corner. Raiden has a lot of ways to get the opponent in the corner. You know, with Superman, it's got great wall carry, and he can be a pretty good wall in the corner. Bad combo drop on my part. I was trying to reverse the positions, but should have done a back 3, honestly. Alright, so we have the first question here from Delta334PH. And he asked, as someone who is completely new to traditional fighting games, who should I start playing as? The closest I ever got to playing something like this was Smash 4. The 3 characters I'd recommend if you're just starting out playing Injustice 2 and you want to get a feel for the characters is I would recommend Superman, Batman, and Supergirl. I feel like these 3 characters are pretty simple and straightforward to pick up. Superman isn't very execution heavy at all. He's very straightforward and a good character if you're a beginner. Batman is also pretty straightforward. His trait helps you a lot in learning the neutral game and just getting the feel for things. And he also teaches you how to be patient and ensure way on zoners. Supergirl is also a good pick because while she's simple, she's a tiny bit more complex than other characters, but she's a good branching point to get you into that realm where she'll teach you a lot of stuff for the more advanced part. So I'd say definitely go with those 3 characters. So So I think this guy went AFK for a bit, or he was just taking a really long time to think about on character select, but he took like a minute, so I just skipped it up to here so you guys wouldn't have to wait like, you know, a minute of being on the character select just looking at nothing. But I'm guessing this guy was, you know, thinking of the stuff he did wrong and why he lost. It's honestly not bad to take a moment, go back to character select and just take a moment on what happened during the match, because it can help you if you're trying to understand, you know, like what happened and why I lost. Some players are really good at going back and just thinking about it and then capitalizing better immediately as the match starts. Yeah, now he's starting to use mines, and he wasn't using these the first 2 rounds, so I'm guessing this is one of the things he was thinking about using. Doing a string with Red Hood into mine isn't that bad against characters that don't have good advancing strings to get away from the hitbox. I'm gonna get my trade out and try to teleport out. Okay, well, he's actually in. Ooh, that could have been such a good convert if I didn't mess that up. It was a good gunshot. So right now, since I have the life lead, I'm going to kind of be lame, because Raiden can be a very good lame character. He can make a lot of people play his game and go to him, especially if the life lead. Yep, this should be it. Yeah, there's not much you could have done there. The Red Hood player was pretty good though. I like this style. And I liked how he took a moment to think and, you know, possibly change something up. You don't usually see that in rank. Begin. Alright, let's see what this Harley player has. I'm gonna go for the wall bounce right here, get an extra bit of damage. Raiden's corner carry is so good. It's so easy for him to put characters in the corner. Yeah, it's gonna be a punish. Raiden, of course, having a 6-frame jab with his forward 1, so he could punish a lot of things.
Your combat embarrasses you.
So another question here from Hadoa, and he asked, I'm really like to know why this game have a plus frame strings that do not come out on block. The reason the game has certain strings that list them being plus but they don't come out on block is specifically only for Aquaman, really. Because if you hit Aquaman and he ends up trading up, Aquaman's the only character in the game that can block mid-combo and, you know, block after getting hit where other characters can't.
Elder gods, protect me.
So they're really only there specifically for Aquaman and his character power trait. Oh, that could have been a big punish by him. He gets the combo anyway. Oh, that was a pretty good meter burn 4-3 read by him. I love setting up Raiden's orbs with his trait. Such a fun move to use. I was playing a little reckless there during the end. I was doing a little too much Superman. Let's see if he catches on to that and starts blocking some of them. That's too unsafe against Raiden. Now we're gonna bring him to the corner. Now we can get our game going. Yeah, Raiden could be pretty suffocating in the corner. So Huck 6 ask, how would you buff Swamp Thing? One way I'd buff him is I would make his lock kick travel full screen. I think that's fair for how slow and telegraphed the projectile is. Two is I would make his EX Swamp Clone grab, the down back 3 EX move. Hold and stun the opponent for 5 seconds only if Swamp Thing gets hit and trades with a projectile. So, you know, let's say Swamp Thing's up against Deadshot. He's using a lot of projectiles and he's carelessly throwing them out one after another. You as a Swamp Thing player from full screen can make a read, try to do down back 3 EX, and if he trades with you, it's going to be holding him for a couple seconds longer. That way you have a chance to try and get in or do something and possibly convert off that. So that could help. Okay, we got Batman now. Let's see what this guy's strategy is with Batman. Maybe he wants to play more of an offensive approach. So Night Thrash Game has a question, and he says, do you think the level of execution on certain characters compared to the other make them bad or simply not used? Do you think they should put the same level of execution for all characters? I wouldn't necessarily say execution makes it so people always don't want to play them or not use them, but I will say it definitely affects certain groups of players. Like, for example, if someone makes a high execution character that's low tier, you're most likely not gonna see tournament players want to spend their waste their time trying to play a low tier character if they're not going to be that good at a high level. But on the flip side, having a low tier high execution character can be pretty bad, because then a lot of the casual players aren't going to feel like they're doing enough with the character because they can't execute a lot of the character's combos and such, and they're not going to end up playing the character that much. So in turn, I feel like execution can be bad if you make a low tier character that requires it, because casual players aren't going to really want to spend too much time on characters like that, and then you have tournament players that are barely ever going to want to play the character. I would say it's good to have execution characters and non-high execution characters, because you'll be able to cater to both crowds, but as long as you keep them, you know, if you make an execution character, I think they should be on the better side of the game, not on the worst, because then it's just going to be too many negatives for a lot of people to have. So I would include execution characters. Just keep them a little bit better than the cast if they require a lot of work.
Raiden wins. Your power is of divine origin.
The goddess guides my claws.
She takes you on a fool's journey. Begin.
It's been a good while since I played against a cheetah player. Usually don't see too many of them that I come across. So Kyle Edwards says, honest opinion on Starfire. Personally, I'm disappointed. It had the potential to play a more enjoyable style instead of a basic zoner. My opinion on Starfire is, I think she's one of the underrated characters in the game. I think she's secretly very good, and she's been really good for a while. Not sure why I don't see too many of the high-level players using her. I guess it's because they either don't enjoy her style or they think she's not that good. But I feel like she's one of the better characters in the game, and maybe soon people are going to start realizing it. This guy's using that string a lot, and I'm going to start backdashing it now. You can meet up in back 3 too, it's just a little bit harder. That was a bad whiff by him. Yeah, this is where I'm gonna start backdash. If you backdash it, you're plus, and you move before Cheetah can move. That's a good tip if you guys run into a Cheetah player that keeps abusing her string. I guess he kind of gave up there. He wasn't really pressing anything.
Raiden wins. Your generation of heroes is impressive.
Should we form a support group or something?
You must fight together, or you will die alone. Begin.
Okay, so this guy immediately went to Supergirl. I'm assuming this is probably his go character when he runs into trouble. Cass Casillas asked, question. You said you liked high execution. Would you ever play something like Marvel vs. Capcom, or are you only interested in NetherRealm games? My favorite games are NetherRealm games, so I really love to play them, but I played some execution heavy games. Like, for example, I dabbled with Smash Melee a bit, and it's one of my all-time favorite fighting games. I love Smash Melee. If you guys have ever wanted to play a high execution game that's pretty fun, I'd recommend trying out Smash Melee, because it's a very addicting game once you get into it at a higher level, and it's very technical. But I've never really been too much a fan of Marvel games. I definitely want to try that new Dragon Ball Z game coming out, and I'm pretty sure that's going to have some execution because the developers that are making it are creators of Guilty Gear, if I remember correctly, so that game should have quite a bit of execution and depth to it. I'm not sure if this guy's not blocking or mashing. Well, I guess he gave up again. This guy's not a believer of making comebacks. Let's see if he switches a character or if he decides to play Supergirl again. Alright, so who's this guy gonna go to now? Maybe back to Cheetah?
Black Adam.
Okay, interesting. Black Adam. No, there's nothing wrong with playing Black Adam. He's a really strong character. So I think it's a smart pick by him. And he's got some really good gear with him. He's got 20 everything. Yeah, the thing about in this matchup is Raiden could jump a lightning bolt and then do a Superman to whiff punish, so that's pretty good for this matchup. Another question here by Oscar Martinez, and he says, Rio, how do you feel about the grappling characters in this game? Do they need any changes in the damage of their command grab? I think the grappling characters and command grab characters are mostly fine. A lot of them are different, you know, like Bane, Grodd, Cheetah, and all them. The only thing I would change for them is I would limit the amount of throw immunity in this game. And for those of you that don't know, throw immunity is basically moves that have frames of throw vulnerability, and there seems to be a lot of them in this game. So I would just reduce some of them. Yeah, well, that's going to be it. I guess this guy just wasn't a fan of making comebacks and doesn't like when he's down by a lot of life. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this rank session with Raiden, and remember, if you guys want to leave questions, feel free to leave any, because I'm going to be picking out some to answer for the next rank video.